Hey, welcome to the 800-Pound Gorilla Expert Podcast, where we interview experts at helping you grow your business or your practice. I'm your host, Carl Utter, and now today's show. All right, today's guest is Simon Hazeldine. Simon Hazeldine works internationally as both a keynote speaker and a conference speaker. He specializes as a sales performance consultant and sales negotiator trainer. He has worked in over 30 countries and has some of the world's largest companies. Simon has also written 5 books and has been endorsed by some of the top multi-billion-dollar companies in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Simon Hazeldine. All right, so we're here with Simon Hazeldine. Simon, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
Great.
All
I've
right.
been looking forward to this for a few weeks now. When I saw you had signed up to be a guest on the podcast show, I was really excited. I think we share a common love of the neuro world. So tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah, my sales performance consultancy is called E3 Group. I'm also a conference and a keynote speaker on the subject of sales, and we also do sales and negotiation training. So
Profit, right?
absolutely,
Sales is about ego. Business is about profit. So,
Yeah.
Simon, tell us, who's an ideal client for you?
An ideal client for me is someone who's sales orientated, by which I mean they understand that if you don't close enough sales, you're going to have to close your business.
Mm-hmm.
And they understand that, sales get better when salespeople get better. And they're prepared to invest in their people to help them to achieve that for us.
Got it. So what problems do you help them solve?
Poor rates of new business, which is down to the sales part, margin pressure, which comes down to the value selling and the negotiation part, and then probably unproductive salespeople, kind of being very busy. I have this, it's not my expression, but activity gets you busy, productivity gets you results. So got to make sure that salespeople are focused on the right things, and then do a lot of work with sales management, because that's one of the keys to unlock the performance of a sales team or a sales force, is how good a sales manager and a coach that guy or that lady is.
And I'm sure, as you well know, a lot of people get promoted to that position, not because they have that particular competency, but because they got results. And hey, maybe they can get results with the salespeople, and that doesn't always translate into that, does it?
I'll often consult with clients and say, before you make your best salesperson your new sales manager, you might want to consider the possibility that all you're going to do is get a really bad sales manager and you're going to lose your best salesperson. So, the skills to be a good sales manager are different from being a good salesperson. They can be learned, but it's a really, really common mistake.
A lot of businesses still fall into that trap, I know. So what are some symptoms that a business owner might be having, a sales director might be having, that would make them go, yep, I need to get a hold of this Simon character for his help?
If they've got an insufficient or a kind of an erratic sales pipeline, that I think is important. So managing the opportunity pipeline, is it clean? Is it healthy? Is it sufficient? Poor opportunity qualification. I mean, research from the US was 65% of salespeople busy chasing poorly qualified opportunities. It's not well qualified, you're not likely to win it. Poor win ratios, and a big thing I think is the inability to differentiate what you do and to differentiate your value. CEB research was showing that 75% of sales reps think they're doing a good job of differentiating themselves from the competition. Sadly, only 3% of customers thought that sales reps were doing a good job of differentiating. So,
what are some common mistakes that you see businesses make when they try to go out and fix some of these issues on their own?
I think training your sales people without involving and training your sales managers is a really big common mistake, because research, I think it was MIT research, 80 to 90% of employees' behavior is determined by management behavior, what they pay attention to, reward, how they coach, etc. So you can spend tens of thousands of dollars training your sales force And unless it's reinforced and followed up by your sales managers and your sales leaders, you're really not going to get a good return on your investment.
Boy, I remember I was working with a company in Newark, New Jersey. It was a very large, it was the largest steel case furniture distributor, office furniture distributor in the United States. And they were calling on large corporate people. And I was in there a year and a half getting them to, you know, stop the presenting, go in and ask better questions, uncover needs, you know, and really develop a qualified sale before they go in and present. And then what would happen is that, you know, a large client would call in and the owner or the sales manager would grab the salesperson and say, come on, we're going to go do a capabilities presentation. And they literally watched them undo a year and a half of training in one afternoon.
Yeah. The importance of that can't be understated. I don't, you know, sorry, can't be overstated.
So what's one free action our audience could take to overcome this on their own?
I think if you've got a problem with kind of what's our value proposition, what differentiates us, I think the absolute best place to go and ask is your loyal, regular customers, where you've won business as well. Always do a win review, always do a loss review. But when you win, why have you chosen us? What did you like about us? What do you think was different? And sometimes be prepared to be surprised that it may not be the super sexy thing you've got in your marketing. It might be like, you know, you're really flexible, you're very easy to do business with. If, you know, we have flexibility 4 times in a row, you're very flexible, which tells us some of our competitors aren't. So when you hear that 4 times in a row, that's one of the reasons that's one of their buying criteria. That's one of the reasons they've chose. So go and ask your existing regular happy customers what they love about you, and then use that to attract your new customers.
Good. And so as a business owner on this journey of developing a stronger, better, creating more wins with their sales force, what's one free, valuable resource you could direct them to, Simon, that maybe they could download that would help them?
Yeah, sure. I'm the co-founder of a podcast here in the UK, a Sales Chat Show, so saleschatshow.com, with my colleagues Phil Jesson, who's a key account management expert, Graham Jones, who is an internet psychologist. And if people go to saleschatshow.com or wherever you get your podcast from, we've got a back catalogue now of 100 episodes. There's stuff on value selling, sales management, sales performance, sales techniques. So there's stuff for sales people, there's stuff for sales managers, all free, all there for you. So, you know, go and enjoy.
Excellent. I'll be sure when we send out this podcast, we'll include that link to it. So this is the favorite part of my show, Simon, where I get to ask experts like yourself the following question. And the question is this, Simon. What's the one question I should have asked you today and I didn't?
Yeah. How do I get better at selling and negotiating? Okay, so somebody said to me, how do I get better at selling or negotiating? My simple, straightforward answer: get out your own head and get inside the head of the customer. It's far too often people are looking out through their own eyes. They're seeing the world from their perspective. Got to do your best to get the other side of the desk, get inside the head of the customer and see the world through their eyes. When you can do that, you're far more likely to be successful at sales, negotiation, persuading people.
That's a wonderful, wonderful answer. Well, Simon, I have been so excited about this interview, and you certainly didn't disappoint today.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful job. And just give us that the address of that podcast one more time, if you would.
Yeah, saleschatshow.com, www.saleschatshow.com. And there are also links from my website, which is simonhazeldine.com, simonhazeldine.com.
Okay. And of course, that accent we heard today was from where?
Oh, from the UK, right here in the UK.
I love the UK. Well, Simon, you've been a great guest, and I hope our paths cross again. And I certainly am going over and signing up for your podcast show personally.
Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Looking forward to it. You've been a great guest. Thank you. And that's the end of our show today, folks.